If you've already played through last year's Grand Theft Auto 4, you have a pretty good idea of what to expect in episodes from Liberty City. The included episodes, The Lost and Damned and The Ballad of Gay Tony, take place concurrently with the original game's storyline, and while each introduces a handful of new features, the core gameplay remains largely unchanged. The option to purchase these episodes together as a standalone product is awesome if you enjoyed GTA 4 but have since parted with your copy. And even if you passed on Niko Bellic's adventure completely, there's no reason you can't have a great time with new boys Johnny Klebitz and Luis Lopez. You'll get more from these episodes if you played GTA 4 beforehand though, because nods and winks to that game are scattered liberally throughout. Similarly, you do well to hold off from playing The Ballad of Gay Tony until after you've beaten, or at least spent a good amount of time with The Lost and Damned. In that episode, you assume the role of Johnny Klebitz, a high-ranking member of the Lost biker gang who regularly disagrees with its trigger-happy leader, Billy Gray. Klebitz, who isn't a particularly likable protagonist, sees no need for the gang to go to war with rivals, the Angels of Death. But anytime the two gangs clash, you end up doing most of the killing anyway. New weapons added to the existing GTA 4 arsenal in The Lost and Damned include a grenade launcher, pipe bombs, and a couple of shotguns. These weapons are very much in keeping with both the episode's subject matter and gameplay. And since Klebitz spends so much time riding motorcycles, you can use some of them while in the saddle, which wasn't possible in GTA 4. Another neat feature introduced in The Lost and Damned, which also makes it into The Ballad of Gay Tony, is a mission checkpoint system. Some of the missions take a long time to beat, and a good number of them involve riding or driving to locations that might be a good distance away before the action really gets underway. In GTA 4 it could be frustrating to fail these missions, because doing so meant restarting them from the very beginning. But the checkpoint system addresses that problem by giving you the option to restart from the last checkpoint that you made it through. Unlike the more inventive and varied missions of The Ballad of Gay Tony, The Lost and Damned rarely deviates from the original GTA 4 formula. You get to ride alongside your gang brothers occasionally, and you can call for backup from them during certain missions, but playing as Klebitz feels a lot like playing as Bellic for the most part. Given Lopez's penchant for parachutes and the prominence of helicopters in his episode, his view is often very different. Parachutes are perhaps the most obvious new feature introduced in The Ballad of Gay Tony. While there aren't many missions that use them, those that do are definitely some of the episode's best. You can use parachutes outside of story missions as well, and the controls while falling are easy enough to grasp that you'll be hitting the centers of targets, gliding through rings in the air, and landing on moving vehicles in base jump challenges in no time. Other activities that you introduced to during Lopez's compelling story include dancing and drinking minigames, hitting golf balls at a driving range, and competing in and betting on cage fighting tournaments. You're not likely to spend a whole lot of time with any of these optional activities, but they're fun to check out once or twice. When you're not trying to progress through one of the episode's stories, or killing time with optional activities, you might like to put your skills to the test online, in games that support up to 16 players. Each episode comes with its own multiplayer modes. The Lost and Damned has 7. And in addition to the requisite deathmatch, team deathmatch, and race options, there are some really inventive ones, like Chopper vs. Chopper. The Ballad of Gay Tony, on the other hand, has only 4 multiplayer modes, and they're all just enhanced versions of modes from GTA 4. Meanwhile, the race and GTA race modes feature new street courses and now give every driver access to a nitrous tank that gradually refills after every boost. Even if you choose to ignore the multiplayer and most of the optional activities and side missions, there's a good 20+ hours of fun to be had with these episodes. The visuals are starting to show their age, and The Lost and Damned, while great, is clearly inferior to The Ballad of Gay Tony. But in every other respect, this package is difficult to fault. The stories are compelling, the memorable characters are too numerous to mention, and the gameplay is still top-notch. If the last thing you saw in the GTA 4 universe was the ending of Niko Bellic's story, episodes from Liberty City is made for you. If you're at any other point in this trilogy, then this might not be the most cost-effective way for you to experience these downloadable episodes. but do make sure you experience them. For more detailed looks at both episodes, check out our previous written and video coverage of them on the site.